Hi everyone, my name is Nyssa. In the Kratom community, I'm called Twoscoops. I get a lot of questions like, what are you taking? What is Kratom? Where do you get it? What do you use it for? And how do you take it? Like, so many millions of questions a day. So I thought it might be helpful to make a little video and hopefully just educate you guys, and this will be part of a series of different categories on Kratom. So if you're asking a Kratom user or you're searching what is Kratom on Google, you're sure to find a ton of information. Some of it's accurate, but a lot of it is not. In truth, the question asking what is Kratom will definitely take more than a stroke on the keyboard on Google if you're looking for an honest answer. I'm going to divulge the mystery associated with Kratom, what it is, and everything else in between. There's always going to be a new influx of Kratom users, whether you're in the community or not. I find it important to assist the newcomers with their questions. And I take this responsibility to educate you because I love this plant. It has saved my life every day for years. But I ask for you to keep an open mind, whether you're researching Kratom for personal use or for something else. You can't get the full picture of this plant if you come into it with biases and inaccurate estimations, There's a lot of noise around Kratom, especially recently, and I want to make sure that you come into this with a clean state, clean state of mind, clean slate. So, please look forward to all of my educational videos, as more will always be coming out. So, what is Kratom? Kratom, in short, is from an indigenous Southeast Asian evergreen tree. It's specified as the Rubicae, which is the coffee family of plants. It's consumed as a sedative or a stimulant, depending on the amounts. The leaves of the kratom tree are harvested, dried, and then crushed into a fine powder, which is then taken by the user usually in a powder, drink, or capsulated form. And it's like, well, why do people take kratom? In most cases, like myself, it's used to manage chronic pain associated with conditions such as arthritis and fibromyalgia. And while kratom is traditionally used to boost energy and soothe stress, in recent years kratom has gained popularity as an alternative to opioid pain medications like Vicodin and Oxycontin. It's also increasingly used as an herbal approach to alleviating symptoms associated with opiate withdrawal, such as muscle aches, restless legs, mood disturbance. Many kratom advocates suggest that the herb could serve as a solution to the opioid crisis, both by offering another option for pain relief and by aiding those struggling to overcome opioid addiction. No. Where can I get some? Well, locally, it's mostly sold in head shops or smoke shops, which increases the stigma behind it, because people think of bath salts or K2 and spice. But it's far from those options. It can be ordered online, on various vendor sites. The most important part is to find a quality vendor that cares about safety and regulation, and then a good price point. And how much does it cost? Well, that is going to vary greatly on where you obtain your product and how much of it you're purchasing, just like with anything else. I'd say anywhere from $40 to like $150 a kilo, which is like 1,000 grams, is pretty acceptable in my opinion. It's usually going to be more expensive locally in a smoke shop. It's going to be cheaper online with a vendor or website, or usually the cheapest straight from Indonesia. Each has its pros and cons. It usually comes from Indonesia, Malaysia, Bali, things like that. Tropical. Yeah. So how do you take it? For the kratom user, dosing can mean a couple different things. Dosing with kratom is usually done orally with a specific drink of sorts. There's several ways you can do this. In the end, it really comes down to personal preference. So you got mixing, which is you take the kratom powder and a special drink mix like you would make lemonade. Some people's favorites are mixing them with fruit punch, chocolate milk, coffee, orange juice, water even, Gatorade. Then you have the toss and wash method, which is where you put the actual powder in your mouth and then you take a drink, which is my personal preference. And or the wash and toss, which is basically the same thing, but you put the liquid first and then the powder on top, which is what a lot of people do, like most people. Or you can boil it into a tea, either by straining the powder or not. You steep the powder for, a few minutes using tea bags, or you can use something like a tea straining straw, and you just kind of drink, and it strains it for you. But you can also brew it in a coffee maker the same way you'd make a cup of coffee. So then you've got capsules. You can either fill them or have them pre-made and take it in pill form like you would do any other vitamin or herbal supplement. So it's like, do the benefits outweigh the potential risks? According to us, who have been given a new chance at living a beneficial life, the answer is yes. And until you experience kratom for yourself from a trusted vendor, you will never truly understand the significance of this plant and how it can impact your life. And as we continue to fight to keep this plant legal, we hope that you will help us. And, I am always open to questions, and I work hard at replying to all my comments and messages. So, keep watching for my other videos. Maybe you might learn something.